Hi Virgo, I hope you guys are doing great today. I'm doing a second deep love read for this month because we have the sun entering Libra, which is all about partnerships. And we have that entering on the 22nd. And we have this happening. It's going to be taking us into this Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. I'm going to be doing a separate video on that, as well as all of the other astrology for October. Is going to be a really big month, so I'm going to dedicate a separate video to that. But you guys have this Libra sun hitting your second house of resources. So you say, what does that have to do with relationship? Well, I just feel like there's going to be some sort of impact or relationship between resources, things that you value as, to relationship. I mean, by all rights, we can just indicate relationships as second house energies as well, because don't we value those? It's not only about money, right? Taurus is the landlord there. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so it has to do with, what do we value? We value love. Yes, we value money, we value resources, and we value ourself. It has to do with our self-respect and our self-ego and, the healthy elements of it. So the sun is going to be, that Libra sun is going to be shining there, and Libra is all about the scales. Right? It's about partnership, but it's about the scales as well. How valued do you feel in this relationship? How well are you valuing the other person? Are you guys on the same page, having to do with resources, communication? How are you valuing each other? Now, if you're single, you may be in this space where it's like, right now you're just focused on kind of like what you value and your money and what's going on with you, and that really is your primary focus right now. It's going to be very illuminated. Some of you maybe are just getting out of a relationship, or you're still working on scrubbing somebody off of your soul that you were with, but regardless, the sun is going to be very much illuminating your second house, really making you look at things that you value, okay, in a new and a different way. We're almost, I say, like, honestly, like, as we approach the end of September, it's almost like we're on the precipice of something, and I think we all feel it kind of rising up, right, kind of boiling up. So we're pulling a wisdom of the oracle. Let's pull a crowning energy for you guys. Never-ending story. Never-ending story. Okay, so having to do with relationships. I mean, sometimes your heart enters into a contract with another that ends up resulting in pain, and not because of abuse or neglect, but for other more challenging, complex, and difficult reasons, right? And it could be it's just like a ridiculous amount of things could be an issue here. But shame, fear of intimacy, low self-esteem are the greatest challenges to the success of any relationship, really. So this energy asks you to consider how valuable this knowledge is. Like right now, you have an opportunity to do some really important healing. But you have to reflect on the stories that you create or you weave about love, about connection, about abandonment, about rejection, and even about loneliness. And not only do you really need to begin a new story for yourself, you need to forgive yourself for telling yourself the old ones, and have compassion for the part of you that believes all those narratives, because none of them were true anyway, ever, right? If they're based on fear or, false pretenses or wanting something to be a certain way. It's all in good conscience, right? But it's about understanding why we do what we do. It's a very introspective energy, but at the same time, we can apply this to basically like relationships. Like, do you find yourself in this never-ending cyclical kind of circumstance with somebody in relationship, or do you find yourself constantly in this space where it's like you're single, all you do is date, and like no one ever sort of fits the bill, or it doesn't pan out with the person? Something always ends up happening. And it really is time to sort of get in touch with, what stories are you telling yourself? That's not an easy energy to do. Nope, but very healthy and very necessary, it does seem like. So we have, coming into this energy, I'm pulling 2 cards for each, guys, okay? So that is the recent past coming in. Let's pull 2 at a time, straight out of the gate for that one. Doing something different there, okay? So that's where you're at at this time in the end of September. And then we have challenge position, and then we have the outcome. And then I'll put qualifiers as, you know, as we feel like we need to have them. So coming into this energy, we have the moon and we have the high priestess. Wow, the high priestess is the moon, guys, in astrology. So we have a lot of work going on inside of ourselves, huh? A lot of work, a lot of deep introspection. High priestess is about secrecy, mystery, intuition, really trying to trust yourself. And then we have the moon, which is about, you know, first of all, voluntary changes, right? But you really trying to trust your intuition. There could be unseen problems on the horizon, but you sort of feel them. It's like you feel like something is left of center, Virgo. It's the best way to put it. You feel like something's off. You feel like you're missing something. Or you're getting to this point where you realize that you were telling yourself a story about either yourself or another person that is actually, in reality, not even true. And you're really kind of swimming in this stuff right now. This is two of the most introspective energy. Like if we had the hermit here, then it would be a big party, right? This is even more introspective than that. I mean, and this is getting deep, deep down. But what I like about this is with the never-ending story and the high priestess with the moon, you're going to be getting in touch with these false narratives that you've told yourself about that person, about yourself within relationship, things that you wanted, needed, expected, your perception of things. You're going to be getting in touch with these things, but in a very, very healthy way. I do feel like you are. Now we have the Knight of Wands. Okay, I mean somebody lusty and sexy. I mean that could definitely be an energy. Knight of Wands, that's what the Knight of Wands is. Somebody who's very free-spirited, very creative, somebody that you feel very, if it's a person, somebody that you feel very passionate about. It could also be because the Knight is a court card. So it could also just be the general energetic influence that right now you're feeling really kind of creative and very free-spirited and it's like you have this lust for relationship, even if you're not in one. You're just feeling like you would like that in your life. And we have the Chariot. I love these energies, you have to tell you. Chariot is all about action and change, okay? And it's about changing away, moving your way, pivoting yourself away from anything that's toxic. That's the Chariot. The Chariot, you get out of the toxicity, you climb onto the Chariot, and then you drive straight to the 4th house of Cancer, which is all about safety and security and feeling grounded and safe, right? That really is what we're doing with the Chariot energy. It's making good choices. It's, you know, it's following some good advice. It's really it's really hanging within your higher consciousness. I have to say, I have this beautiful feeling right now for you, Virgo, where regardless of what's going on in your life, you're trusting yourself on a certain level, even if you're not trusting yourself. It's like this period of growth where you're like, oh my God, that reality is making me so uncomfortable. It's like what you're saying to yourself. It's making me so uncomfortable, but it's the truth. You know, I put on rose-colored glasses. I didn't see the red flags. I allowed this to happen. I called this to myself. I'm seeing this now. And it's like while you're doing this, having these epiphanies and this awareness about yourself, you're having this kind of newfound desire for something just really healthy. Getting on the Chariot, getting out of the unhealthy is coming in. So now in this energy, we have the Four of Swords reverse and we have the Four of Cups. So the Four of Swords reverse is about restlessness, right? I mean, there's some anxiety. You could be feeling a lot of burnout, but feeling this like need to act. You want to just go, right? You get the Nine of Wands energy and then the Four of Swords. You want to just act on something. But it's interesting because you have this energy, you want to act like emotionally. You're like, yeah, this is what I want for myself. I want that relationship to work, or I want to go after a relationship in the first place. I'm tired of being single, or I want to throw more of myself into this relationship. I really want to, but then when you go to do it, it's like, oh, I'm really so tired. And we're also so tired because of Mercury retrograde, but that is the energy that you're going to be in. And we have the Four of Cups. You know, and the Four of Cups is feeling rather apathetic about something, feeling unfulfilled. This could also indicate getting a surprise gift, though. And because it's a cup and cups and it has to do with emotions, you may be all of a sudden having somebody either realizing something about yourself in relationships where it's like, oh my gosh, you know, I've had this epiphany, or someone telling you that they've had an epiphany. But it's like this level of, you're so tired and so burnt out, Virgo, that there is a level of apathy that's at play here. And I'm not saying that you don't care. You care very deeply. You're just tired and you're emotionally drained from something is what I'm seeing here, okay? But the Four of Swords is definitely like that, you know, restlessness, anxiety, come on, I want to go. But it's like, oh my God, I'm so tired. And again, there's burnout associated with that. So I feel like the burnout is more, relative to the Four of Cups energy, where you're just like, look, I don't like when they do A, B, and C in a relationship. I'm just done. Now, if those of you who are single, you're like, come on already. I really want to get going. I want to meet somebody. Am I ever going to meet anybody? That's exactly what these two energies are. And the thing here is, yes, you will, but you have to open yourself up and release the boundaries a little bit. You might be a little too rigid, I guess is a kind of a harsh word to say, but a little too fixed on what it is that you want, need, and desire in relationship. And a lot of times it's based on our past experiences, right? You know, and so you might not actually be as ready as you think you are for the kind of relationship that you actually have in your mind's eye. Like your soul might not be, your soul and your head might not be matching up. You know what I mean? When it comes to that. And then we have the Page of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. The Eight of Pentacles in reverse is needing to repair something, right? This indicates like a lack of focus or ambition, needing something to be perfect. So this definitely does kind of resonate with what I was just saying here. If you're single and you're looking for somebody. So nothing's perfect. Nothing's perfect. You can have very lofty goals for relationships. All of that is fine, but you want to make sure you keep one foot on the ground, right? Because what needs to be worked on here is connection. So even if you're in a relationship, this is about repairing the connection in a relationship. If you're in one, repairing, putting in the work, but there's a lack of focus, so there's a lack of ambition because something is being identified as not perfect. And whatever that means to you, okay? And then we have that working with the Page of Swords. So, you know, we have the little light bulbs here, right? The Page of Swords. Swords is communication, right? So this could certainly be, well, first of all, it's truth coming out, but it could also be some of you may be dealing with people who are very gossipy. You might be dealing with somebody who's sort of spying on you, like on social media. If you're not in contact right now, or somebody might be very interested in you on social media, where they really want to approach you. All of this could be involved in the Page of Swords energy. Very curious though. But ideas coming though. I mean, this is really indicative of a new ideas that are going to incite a new cycle. And working with the Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, you know, this is about these new ideas that you could implement towards repairing something, or new ideas that it's going to help you fix that lack of focus, or make you realize that nothing is perfect, you know, that you're going to want to actually go out and meet somebody. Or put the work in that's necessary into the relationship. Because some of you may be in a situation where it's like, you might be in a relationship that's kind of fractured, right? And what's necessary to fix it can seem very insurmountable and overwhelming and asked way too much of you. And that's just something that, you know, that you're going to need to like really look at as far as how do you think the story should go? Because we go back to the never-ending story. And what have you been telling yourself about the relationship? And does that align with the reality of the relationship? You know? And then we have the challenge energy here is the Fool and the Eight of Wands in reverse. Okay, so the Eight of Wands in reverse is a lot of frustration, right? So like feeling like there were problems ahead. There possibly being delays. For many of you, part of this challenge could be feeling stuck. Some of you may be feeling frustrated because you're waiting for somebody to reach out to you and they're not reaching out to you, or they're not communicating with you in the way that you would like to be communicated. It's like waiting for that communication to come in so that this firm foundation can be established, waiting to hear back from that person that you reached out to, or somebody that you were with at one point that you haven't heard from in a while and you're waiting to hear from them. And then we have the Fool. So again, now this is one of the challenges, and one of the challenges for you right now is to feel a sense of really fresh hope. The courage to take a real chance, to take a new path, right? To begin a new adventure, to have a new beginning. Because I feel like some of you are just not over something or someone yet. Whether you're still with them and you guys are in a strange space, or maybe you're not in contact right now, or you guys have been totally broken up for a bit, but they're just still in your energy field. This is the challenge for you. As well as we have Temperance and the Eight of Swords in reverse. So the Eight of Swords in reverse is release, right? The Eight of Swords in reverse is about new hope and like an escape from something, like feeling almost liberated, like a freedom from something, right? But it happening through Temperance. But you know this, you know that you need to feel this escape. This is a challenge for you. You're having a hard time releasing something. You're having a hard time feeling the sense of new hope and escaping and feeling liberated and all of that, because of this idea of Temperance is a challenge as well, which is about balance and harmony and patience and self-control and things in moderation. And it's like, I don't know, has something been like an all or nothing kind of circumstance, whatever it is, but this is the challenge for you, is to get to this space of release, of new hope, of going on that right path. So, I mean, this absolutely tells me that you're sort of stuck in neutral, even if you're single. Now, in an ideal world, we wouldn't try to get involved in a new relationship until somebody was totally off of our soul that we've been involved with. But the bottom line is, guys, particularly once you're intimate with somebody, they're always kind of with you. You know what I mean? They shift. they shift the landscape, right, in our soul, you know, as we progress in life. So, you know, if you're in a space where you and someone, you guys have been broken up for a really long time and you're still stuck in this neutral zone, there's nothing wrong with you really reassessing the story that you've been telling yourself about the relationship, and maybe think about opening up again, because it does seem like you want this new hope, you want this release. We have, as the final outcome here, we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands, both reversed. So the Ace of Wands reverse is about this idea of rejection and false starts, or some sort of delay, or somebody being brutal to you, right? I mean, the Wands in reverse, it could be kind of like harsh, because in the upright, it's about passion and motivation and let's go, let's do this, right? Let's have this new start. It's like, it's fire, right? It's a creativity. But in the reverse, it's like, oh, false start, you know, delay in something could be for some of you, but it could be outright rejection for others of you. You know, again, it's going to be different for each of you. Then we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So for some of you, you'll be dealing with a lot of jealousy during this time. Financial setbacks could be an issue within the connection. Financial setbacks could be an issue. Like if you're single, you may not feel really comfortable to start a relationship because you don't feel like very set financially. Some of you could be feeling. Some of you could be in a space of just completely throwing yourself into work, just focusing on your work right now. But at the same time, you got this like sort of like low grade, maybe not so low grade jealousy, envy stuff going on here, right? As it's the Nine of Pentacles reverse. I'm feeling this rejection and this delay. And then we have the Five of Cups, and we have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So the Five of Cups, I always consider this a bit of a bereavement energy. I mean, yeah, keeping it real, like this is about loss and regret and grief and feeling unloved and feeling abandoned in some way. Even if you're in a relationship, you can have a Five of Cups energy when you're in a relationship. It doesn't mean everybody's getting divorced and breaking up, but it could feel this sense of like disconnect, right? Because the cups are mental, physical, and emotional connection. You know, here, it's because it's all emotions, right? That's where it's a bit like the pentacle thing. Everything that makes up your emotions, right? The 5 is conflict and not feeling at peace with it. And you're very focused on the 3 cups, the 3 cups that are spilt over, and you're not paying attention to the 2 that are still standing. And then we have the 10 of Wands in the reverse. So the 10 of Wands in the reverse is about taking a break and finally saying no to something. Here is the freedom. Here is the lightening up. This is way better in the reverse. So I feel like you're on the other side of something, Virgo. I feel like the worst of something is, in this energy is happening like now, and I feel like as the month progresses, it does seem like you're going to end up pulling yourself out of something. Okay, you're pulling yourself out. So some readings I'm being called to do this, others I'm not. This I am. So I'm going to pull some qualifying energies on past and the outcome, because there's a lot of emotion and desire here, and then I see that. So what's going on with this? The 10 of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles in reverse, Page of Swords. Okay, some sort of truth coming out that may have changed things. 8 of Pentacles, reverse, 10 of Swords. Okay. 5 of Wands, the Ace of Wands. Okay. See, now here we got it upright. So here, working with the Moon and the High Priestess, we have the 10 of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. So the 10 of Cups is a great energy, right? This is about family contentment. This is love. This is a deepening of commitment and connection. It really is kind of like what you sort of strive for in relationship, because it's total love and it's total support, okay? And this is something that, we have to look at here. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles energy. So the Queen of Pentacles is really very much about, getting in touch with what you need as far as resources go, what you want as far as like your domestic sphere. Some of you can be very in touch with the idea that perhaps you want a baby, right? Because this is one of the fertility cards. You may be dealing with, your partner may be dealing with these energies, or you. But I like this 10 of Cups. Now, the 10 of Cups, you could just like sort of in the space of knowing in your mind's eye what it is that you see for yourself in your High Priestess energy. You want this 10 of Cups. You want to be settled with money. You want to be in a house. You want to have the family. You want to have all of that. And then we have working with the 9 of Wands, and there's nothing wrong with that, right? Then we have working with the 9 of Wands and the Chariot. We have the Page of Swords and the 7 of Pentacles reverse. So the 7 of Pentacles reverse is about giving up too soon, and there being laziness is being a factor in here, right? And like basically there being no reward, or no, you feeling like what is there to be gained from being in this relationship, honestly? Like, and you just kind of, it's like an inescapable feeling, right? And that's the truth, right? The page is communication here, and this is the truth. It's like this truth coming to light. You having this epiphany, like you're just not getting exactly what it is that you need here. And then working with the Ace of Wands in reverse and the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, we have the 10 of Swords, right? And the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. So the 8 of Pentacles in reverse is about needing to work on something, but having a lack of focus. And again, we talked about this a minute ago, having all of that, but it being an issue here, right? With the other deck, it came out twice. Needing to work on something. Being a little too focused or a little too ambitious on something being perfect. And then we have the 10 of Swords. So listen, I mean, this could certainly be, this is a completion and a painful ending, sort of a shock of reaching rock bottom to a circumstance. So Virgo, I mean, it's going to be something different for all of you, but some of you may have been in this space where it's like, this is what I want. I want the house. I want the this. I want the ring. I want the kid. I want the I want this, and that. But all normal thing. I mean, it's not like you were, but whoever you're dealing with, they just couldn't handle it the way they want. Or maybe they were doing that to you. Or there was this seeking for perfection, right? Maybe somebody, either you or them, was never quite enough, were never quite right physically, sexually, whatever it was. And it just being this like, you know what? This is too painful. It doesn't make sense for me to even stay in this anymore. You know, and going back to the never-ending story, we have to visit, you know, these stories that we tell ourselves. And then we have the Five of Wands in reverse, working with the Ace of Wands, that's working with the Ten of Wands reverse, and this Five of Cups, this final release, right, with the Ten of Wands. So the Five of Wands reverse is about harmony. It's about success. It's about solving problems. And then we have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is a great energy because this is new. This is the urge to create. This is the urge to move forward in something. Having a lot of passion and motivation to move forward. Being very attracted to each other. Okay, so we do have this, right? So we have the Five of Wands, okay? Five of Wands in the reverse, which is about solving problems. And here we have a brand spanking new beginning. And this is what's working with the Five of Cups. So you might be feeling very sort of disappointed and disillusioned, but then we have the Ten of Wands in reverse, and guess what? Taking a break, finally saying no, finally feeling free, finally lightening up, and then having a new beginning. So some of you may be meeting somebody brand new. Others of you may be having a brand new beginning in a relationship that you're already in right now. It can be a little different for each of you. Okay, let's see. Now let's pull some love oracles. Okay. Oh, that came out a few times today. You show me a stability and security I have never known. I know I lack balance, but it's not so easy to look at. It's so funny. I'm going to shuffle here on the camera, shuffle off camera. I'm getting a lot of repeat messages, so. You think I pull away from you. I don't. You push me away. There's a difference. Ooh, okay. That's a hard one. You think I pull away from you. I don't. You push me away. There's a difference. Yeah. Lightning, sudden change, shocking news, surprise, epiphany, upheaval, transformation. Paradise, happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness, oneness, enjoying each other. Clock, need time, take time, time in cycles, time to heal and progress. Well, those seem positive, I'll tell you that. Okay, these two guys just came out, just jumped out. Forgiveness and turn on your heart light. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments, and turn on your heart life. Reflect on a time when you experienced love. Yeah, get back into that. I feel like you guys have been going through a lot. It's like hard to even remember that. Feeling that love that you're really looking for. Let's pull a couple of heart oracles, and then we'll time. You're trying too hard. Give it time. All right, and we're going to put that right next to clock. Surrender. At times we must surrender the old before the new can enter our lives. Let go and all will work out. That's the never-ending story energy. Absolutely. Yes. Well, okay, we have Capricorn. We have Saturn. And we have the 11th house of goals and wishes. So putting in that hard work, man. Putting in that hard work. There's no question. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. All right, this is a 10th house energy. It's putting in the work, doing the work. Something, I don't know, are you up for it though? Like, are you up for it? That is the big question. Virgo, are you up for the work that a relationship, any relationship, a relationship that you're in now, a new one, returning to one, do you have the gumption and the energy to do what's necessary? Unrequited love, there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Ooh. Flirt. Extend your lighthearted energy to others. Virgo, you're meeting somebody now. You're meeting somebody now. Okay. Let me just pull one more. New love. Right? Stop. Yes. Totally. All right. Look, this is the thing. Whatever energy you got to work through, you got to work through it. All right. You have to surrender. You're coming in for some sudden changes. Whatever happened. You need to forgive for you so that you can energetically move on and turn on your heart life and welcome somebody new. Welcome a new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, or they're entering your space right now. We have flirt. This is about extending your lighthearted energy to others. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep that relationship going. Well, you know what? Yeah, I could sense the apathy in that. I could sense... Virgo, you're just not vibing what's necessary. You might be completely physically attracted to them, or they might be completely physically attracted to you. But it's like, this is so much more than that. It's attraction is what, but the chemistry, where it's like, do I even have the energy to even keep doing this anymore? And the red flags are like, whoa, hello. So somebody lacks balance. They can't look at it. They're saying that you push them away. Who knows who pushes, pull, whatever happens there. But I see this new energy coming in. Sudden change. You're going to be happy. You're going to take your time. You're going to give up. Just surrender to it. Just surrender to it. Allow yourself to experience a new love here. I mean, it is happening. Listen, this is not going to be for every single Virgo out there. That's ridiculous to think that, right? So don't make it try to fit if it's not your story. You're going to know if you're vibing with it in that way, but for sure, a lot of you are going to be meeting people. This makes so much sense to me, right? Really getting in touch with what you value. And realizing, like, do I want to do this anymore? Do I want to keep being treated like this? Then we have a semi-sextile, allowing, encouraging, seeing the potential in something. This is a very hopeful energy. It's about tempering. It's about realizing the rewards. Allowing something to happen. A semi-sextile allows things to happen. It's all about allowing. Let it happen. Let it happen. Wow, full reading for you guys. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care now. Bye-bye.